It feels so weird, like, having all this chest open. I never have, like, shirts like this on. I just feel so, like, naked. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alexis Girdler. For the people that don't know me and for the people that have been here before, welcome back. I do this cute little Valentine's Day look and hopefully you all will follow along with it. But let's jump into the video. Look at my new backdrop. I'm so excited. The gray, just like a blank wall is what I was filming in front of. It just was not doing it for me anymore. I was like, you know what? I need something cuter behind me while I'm filming these videos. It just feels more like cozy and homey now. At least to me it does. What's crazy is when I upload this video, the day that I upload it means it is exactly a year from when I started YouTube. It's crazy that it has been a year since I started this journey, and I am still loving every minute of it. Also, my second video on YouTube was actually a Valentine's Day look, and the quality on it was absolutely terrible, but thankfully I have got a better setup now, and hopefully you all will be able to do this Valentine's Day look along with me and actually see what is going on instead of all the blurriness. It was bad. Very bad. I was going to light this candle back here to have like a little bit of extraness, but I need to get used to having this behind me because my luck, I'd flip my hair and my hair would light on fire. On another note, if you haven't smelled the watermelon lemonade from Bath & Body Works, you're missing out. Okay, so this is kind of like a first impression along with doing a Valentine's Day look. This is the Morphe and Manny MUA Glam palette. My lovely friend Amy, you saw her from my previous video, she got me this for Christmas. I've been wanting it and she got it for me, so thank you, Amy. And I was like trying to come up with something to film, and then I opened up my drawer and this was the first thing that was on top of it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use it. Like, I'm gonna do my like first impressions, hopefully it's good, and I'm gonna do a Valentine's Day look, kind of like knocking two things out at the same time. This is the palette. The packaging is really cute. The only thing that I don't like about it is like this little what is this, the spine of it. It is different than the like the front of it. We're not even going to talk about that. It is different than like the marble. I wish that it had marble all the way around it, but it's like a purple, it's like peachy, like cream color. This is very strange. On the inside it has the like pink to peach color ombre, and then this is what the palette looks like. Alright, here are the swatches of the palette. A lot of these colors, like the colors right here, are so close to my skin tone that they hardly even showed up. Like right here, and that one showed up a little bit better than most of them. This last one right here, this darker color, Howl, was a little bit patchy, but it doesn't matter. It's a swatch. How it performs on the eye is what matters. And then the highlight shades right here that are on the side of the palette are actually very pretty. I really like this color. This color might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone, but it might make a pretty eyeshadow. First, I'm going to go in with the shade Sophie here and put this down as my transition shade. I am using the Morphe 504 to do this. Next, we're going to go in with Fire Witch, using the same brush. This is a Morphe 504 and using it as a transition shade as well. Now we're going to take the Morphe M433. This is one of my favorite brushes from Morphe. It's a little stained, so you can tell it's very well loved, but it is very like tiny and it's a little bit tapered, and it is a natural hair bristle, so it was really nice to blend with. And we're going to go in with the shade Spellbound. It is a little bit of a darker color, but don't be scared. You can blend it out and it'll still be pretty. Don't be scared of dark colors like I used to be. kind of putting it like on the outer corner a little bit and then dragging it around into my crease and just buffing it up just a hair. Kind of just put it on my inner corner as well to darken up my inner corner, and I'm still just blending it a little bit upwards. Now take a clean blending brush. This is the Morphe R37, and it's one of my favorites also. It's just nice and fluffy blending brush. You want it clean and just blend your eyeshadow out just a little bit more so you're not laying down any more color. Spellbound was a little bit like not as pigmented as I wanted it. I expected it to be like a lot darker coming from the pan, the way it looks in the pan. It took me a little bit of layering to get it to this, and it's still not as like deep and pigmented as I wanted it to be. And honestly, like in a few places it is like a little bit patchy, like right here. But I mean, if you work with it, you can make it work. Now on that same Morphe R37, go back into Fire Witch and just blend the two colors in together. Don't be scared, it may look a little messy, but once you put like the shimmer on it, it's going to look pretty and it's going to be fine. I personally want to darken up the edges just a little bit more, so I'm going to go into Howl here and just darken up the edges just a tiny bit more. I am going to use the Morphe Jeffree Star JS6. It is stained. Once again, it's a very loved brush. It is very tapered. Natural hair as well. If you are a vegan, then synthetic bristles will work just as well, and it'll get the job done. I just prefer natural hair brushes. That's my preference. You can use synthetic and they'll work just the same. Now you can choose to use concealer and kind of like carve out the halo eye on the center of your eyes, but with shimmers you don't technically have to. So I'm going to choose not to do it, just to show that it can be done without having to like carve out. It's not going to be as precise, but it's still going to look good and it's still going to get the job done. Now I'm going to go in with this Morphe 213. You want to get like a small little paddle brush like this. I normally use this to like highlight my brow bone, but we're going to use this for the eye just to be a little bit more precise. And I'm going to go in with the shade Scorpio. And you always want to go from like the center of your eye. Like if you're looking straight on, go from the center of your eye, and that is going to be the start of it. I like to draw like a straight line down because it will like taper off a little bit, so you know that it is like the center. It was a little bit off, but you can always correct it. And if your shimmer isn't like as glittery enough or shimmery as you want it, you can always wet your brush with a little bit of water or setting spray. I recommend, because water over time will ruin your pans and make it like hard, and it can cause it to like mildew and mold. And you kind of want to like do like a little line, like crease like this in the crease of your eye to where it starts. And then work your way down. Kind of want to go in like a little triangle motion. And at this point, if you don't like the halo eye look like on you personally, you can always go like to the corner of your eyes and cover it with shimmer, and you will be perfectly fine. The eye look is not ruined. Alright, now you want to take like a very small like blending brush. This is the Morphe and Jeffree Star. This is the JS13. This is actually a synthetic brush, so with synthetic brushes will work. And you kind of just want to like blend that shimmer and your matte together to where it's not like any harsh lines. If you need to, you can always go back into your like darker shade that you laid down on your lid and just buff in a little bit more just to make it like not harsh. At this point, you can throw on some eyeliner, whether you want it winged or not winged, or you can even like leave it blank and just tightline your eyes and throw on some lashes, or even if you don't like lashes, just throw on some mascara and it's still going to be a really pretty look. Alright, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup real quick and I will be right back. Alright, so you'd think at this point that I would have my life together, but I can't find my eyelash glue, so we're just going to do mascara. And it still looks pretty, as you can tell. But we're going to go into the shade Fire Witch and put this on our lower lash line. We're using the JS13 again. This is a little tiny blending brush. And just sticking it underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to take Spellbound and stick it on the outer corner of my under eye just to darken it up just a little bit. Just stick some mascara on my lower lashes real quick. Alright, now we're going to try this highlighter shade and see how it is. I've never tried Morphe's highlighters before, but from what I've seen, they actually seem like really pretty. We're about to see. I'm going to take the Jaclyn Hill J03. This is actually from her actual brand. And I'm going to take this highlighter brush and go into Nova. Where's it at? Okay. Nothing is showing up. Maybe it's the brush. Okay, let's try a natural hair brush. This is the Morphe and Jeffree Star JS4. This is the natural hair highlighting brush. And hope that it shows up. I mean, it's definitely showing up a little bit better. I mean, yeah, it definitely needs a natural hair brush or maybe like your fingers to get it show up. It's not like the most blinding in the world, but it definitely is pretty for like a more natural highlighter. My lights are making it seem like a little bit more blinding, but they are pretty bright. I mean, it's still pretty, but it's not what I want. So we're going to go into the Jaclyn Hill Flash Palette. I actually did a review on these highlighters, but I never got them up because by the time I filmed it and procrastinated enough to get it up, I was like, is it even relevant anymore? But if you all want to see the review on it, I will gladly put it up. Just let me know. It will be an older video. So, I don't know. We'll go into Gleam on the J03. And that is much better. Ooh, that is way too much. Let's tone that down a little bit. I want to take that little teeny brush from earlier and just highlight my brow bone and the inner corner of my eyes. Just to add a little bit of more of a, I guess you could say, pop. Alright, now I'm going to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Ashton and just put it on real quick. This is such a pretty color. I didn't even realize it before I picked it up, but my friend and cousin Kayla actually got this for me for Christmas, so I'm just using all kinds of Christmas presents today. It is such a pretty color though. It's like definitely one of my colors. I also can tell that my lip filler is starting to like dissolve because this side of my lip is like getting smaller, this side of my lip is smaller, like naturally, than this side of my lip. I have no idea what happened there. I guess it was just kind of like how my body was made. But I had to like overline this side of my lip. So I think it's time for some new filler. So with this being like a first impressions, I mean, it wasn't a terrible palette, but it also wasn't the best palette that I've seen from Morphe. I don't know, they kind of just like flunked on this one, and I actually like Manny, so it kind of sucks. I'm gonna have to play with the other colors, but most of the mattes in here that I swatched from, they were really pretty, and you could get like a very like neutral, like good look out of this. I think this eye look turned out pretty decent, but the formula definitely could have been upgraded, and the highlighters definitely aren't the most blinding, but they might be good for someone that doesn't like a blinding highlighter either. I mean, I'll definitely use the palette just to get like a neutral look out of it. The shimmer shades were actually pretty decent, or at least the one that I used was pretty decent. Even with a brush, it's hard to get like a shimmer shade on with a brush without like wetting it, and it turned out pretty decent, and I didn't even wet my brush at all. So I'll definitely have to use that like Cancer color. That is such a pretty color. I mean, overall, if you want to spend your money on this, go right ahead. It's not a terrible palette, but it's also not the best palette. It's really not bad for the price either. It's only $20, and you can use the coupon codes on Morphe or even at Ulta. The like coupon codes work for it. It is considered a like drugstore brand, so like the 20% offs, like the $3 or $5 off 15, or any of the coupon codes that Morphe uses will actually work towards this palette and other stuff that Morphe has as well. And then of course on Morphe's website you can use any of the influencers 10% off codes, and sometimes you can catch an even better code that Morphe is running. It is very rare, but sometimes you can catch a code. So $20, it's not bad. Alright guys, well that's the end of the video. I hope you all liked this. I hope that you all followed along. I hope that you actually do this eye look and this makeup look for Valentine's Day. If you do, please send me it. I want to see it, and like I just want to see how beautiful you all turned out. But if you do it, just please send me a picture either on Facebook or on Instagram or even Twitter if you have Twitter. All my socials are linked down below in the description box. But I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys. Much love. Alright, can we talk about these press-ons for a second? Like, I've had these on for 2 weeks now, and I've not had a single one pop off. Like, press-ons? Pretty good.